Okay. Hi guys, my name is Essence. I am a movement instructor and self-love advocate slash guide. And today in this video, we're going to be talking about becoming an instructor even when you're not feeling ready. So I just want to talk you guys on my journey and how I did it, as now I've been instructing for about 7 months now. So I just want to let you guys know how I got started. And if you see me looking down, it's because I got my little points here to keep me on track because I'm a certified yapper. So first, let's get into it. I definitely feel like I decided that I wanted to become an instructor before I was necessarily ready. And the reason that I would say that is I knew that deep down in my soul I wanted to instruct. I knew that I wanted to be a safe space for women. I knew that I wanted to help guide them and lead them on their journeys of healing through movement. And I also knew that I was ready to start creating routines, and I wanted to share that with other people as well. And I wanted to share that in the form of me teaching them the routines and not just sharing my routines via videos and things like that. So first, I always had the knowing ever since I took my first pole class. I knew that I wanted to be an instructor. And then once I started getting more in the community and taking more classes and seeing how instructors made me feel, it made me be like, okay, I want to be an instructor. But actually doing it was the hard part. As we know, we have so many dreams and desires, but actually like moving through with the dreams and desires is actually what's really hard. So I really struggled with a lot of insecurity, a lot of self-doubt, a lot of imposter syndrome throughout my instructor journey. I can say that now that me being hired at a studio and teaching more consistently, and I am now starting to feel like confident in my instructing abilities, and I still have my moments, and we will get into those topics more on my channel. So if you guys want to hear about more things like that, then definitely subscribe to this channel. But first thing that I struggled with when starting as an instructor was the fear of judgment. I think that was the main thing that made me feel like I wasn't ready, is because first you start to compare yourself to people, and I'm sorry if I'm not looking at the camera, guys, but when I talk I get into a trance. But you start to compare yourself to people, and then I think, okay, I'm not qualified, like I haven't instructed before. Like, are people gonna judge me? Are people going to, say in their, like, what are people thinking in their head with me promoting my classes? Like, are people gonna come? Because when I first started instructing, I wasn't teaching at a studio. I was just instructing myself. I was either renting a space or was able to just be provided, and grateful enough and lucky enough to be provided a space, and then I was able to teach there. And I started off with donation based, then I moved into charging people once I was like, okay, I kind of want to start making money from this, because this is a lot. Well, I would say when I was getting the spaces for free, I was doing donation-based classes. When I was having to pay for the space, then I was doing charge classes, because I needed to be able to afford to at least rent the space. So the first thing I had to, like I said, the first thing that I had to get over was the fear of judgment from people. I feel like right now nobody really cares, and even if they do have whatever they want to say, I don't care, because I'm moving and I'm growing in my journey, and I know that this is what I want to do. And the thing about starting something when you feel like you're not ready, you're never going to be ready until you actually start it. And that's what I had to learn. I had to go through those times of not feeling ready, or feeling like, what am I doing, or feeling like I'm not qualified, because how can I be qualified if I don't actually get the experience? That's how you become more qualified. If you think about any job opportunity, the more you get the credentials, the more you get the experience, the more qualified you are in that specific role. So to me, I just had to talk to myself and be like, Essence, one, who cares what people think? Because they're not your life, and you cannot live your life for other people. If you know that you want to do this, and you know that you have this feeling deep down inside, and you feel like this is the time in the universe and your guides are telling you, okay, Essence, I think this is the time for you to start, then you should just start. And it just came to me, and I got a strong feeling of, I think it's time for me to start teaching. And then I was like, okay, fine. I had to do it scared. Even when you're not ready, you have to do it when you're not ready. And then it goes back again to what I was just saying. How are you going to get the credentials, or how are you going to be ready if you never start? Like, you will never be ready until you start. And I feel like everybody says this, every motivational speaker, everybody. The light that I hope this is not affecting, but the light behind me is dead and slowly going dim. So hopefully that's not affecting the lighting of this video. It's like 1 a.m. and I was just felt called to film this video. But yes, you will never be ready to start unless you just start. You will never be ready. I don't think that there's ever a time where you'll feel like, I'm ready. There's always going to be some sort of fear. There's always going to be some sort of, I guess, insecurity around it, or like just fear around what you're doing. You just have to start. And then the more that you do it, the more comfortable that you feel. Like literally right now, me deciding to film this video, I'm nervous. I don't know like how it's gonna go, but I know that I can never be ready to be a YouTuber. I can never be ready to share my journey and share my thoughts if I don't just go ahead and do it. And then also, I'm a big person about feedback. I love receiving feedback. So I always ask my students after class how they liked it. I always take what they say into consideration so that I can be a better person, because sometimes if you're like me and you're someone who's a perfectionist and you delay to start things because you want to feel like you're ready, or you want to make sure you're perfect at everything that you're doing, that can be a hindrance to you sometimes. And the thing is, you have to be able to allow yourself to be a beginner. And sometimes even if you're leading people, you have to allow yourself to be a beginner leader. Some people naturally have it, and I think that I'm a natural leader, but I also think that everything is a skill that you can learn and perfect on. So yes, you can have natural leadership skills, but you can still start as a beginner and work your way up. And then I also had to realize that everyone's not perfect. Like, I'm gonna sometimes forget a routine, or not forget a routine, but like forget the next move. And it happens. And I've literally seen it with instructors that I love and adore and look up to. And another point that I want to get into, I know I'm jumping all over the place, but another point that I want to get into is that sometimes we don't feel like we're ready because we're comparing ourselves to people who are doing it. And we feel like, well, we don't seem like them, or we're not doing it like them, so does that mean we're ready? Or my things don't look like her things, so maybe that means I'm not ready, or I'm not qualified to do what I'm supposed to do. And it's just like, no. One, stop comparing yourself to people, because you're not going to be like them, and you guys' journey are not the same. And this is something that I have to tell myself literally all the time. Like, our journeys are not the same. Two, stop putting people on a pedestal. You don't know what they had to go through. You don't know how it was when they taught their first class, and you're comparing your first time teaching your class to this person's 100th time teaching a class. Like, this person did they had to also go through the same thing that you had to do. They had to go back to the analogy that I was talking about before. They had to get the experience of the job so that they can be more qualified in the position. And that's just what you have to do. So this is me talking about me becoming an instructor and choosing to be an instructor even when I wasn't ready, it simply was just me leading with my heart and trusting myself. When you are someone who knows that you have a bigger purpose in life and you have a feeling that you are meant to do big things, there's going to be a lot of obstacles in your path, but you just have to remember and recognize your one why. Why are you doing this? And for me, my why was being an instructor to me is I wanted to make people feel how I felt with my instructors. When I used to go to my instructors, I'm thinking of a specific instructor. If you know me personally, you already know how I feel about this instructor. She is one of the instructors that made me want to start instructing, and she's like a big sister to me. And her full name is Stormy. And anytime I used to go to her class, I would just feel a release. At the time, I had a job that was really draining for me. I worked as a CRC, and if you don't know what a CRC is, it's a clinical research coordinator. And I would be around a lot of people and a lot of different energies, and just the energies inside of the job was just very draining sometimes. So I would literally go to class because the studio was like 5 minutes away from my job. So I would bring my things to work with me and get off and go straight to class if I didn't have time to go home, because I also lived like 15 minutes away from where I worked. And I would come in there sometimes with so much energy on me, and she would just be an outlet. Her class would just be an outlet for me, and it would just be a safe space for, even if I had so much energy and I even came in there with a mood, she always showed up for me 100%. She didn't care what mood I was in. She always pushed me to be a better dancer, to be a better version of myself. And then she always held space for me. And she was the first person that I even spoke with, her. And then one of my pole sisters, who also holds a very special place in my heart, her. And they were the first people that I talked to that I was like, I want to be that safe space for women. I want to be what you are to me, to other women. I want to be the person to push them to be a better version of themselves and to meet their goals, but also just to genuinely be a safe space and allow and create a class where they can come in and they can pour into themselves, because we all know that dancing is a form of self-love, where they can heal, where they can move their body and release any pent-up energy that they have, and that they also be able to create a sense of community amongst the other women in the class and with me. So that's all what I'm about, and that's like my why. And I just have to remember that anytime I'm like doubting myself or wondering like, should I do this, should I do that, I'm always just thinking of my why. And then I think of my why and I'm like, yes, you should, Essence. Even if it does feel scary, even if you don't feel like you're ready, you need this, because people need this. People need this feeling. And who am I to deny them of that? You know, like, who are we to deny people of what they want and what they need in this life and what they're looking for? Because I've noticed, and one of these things that I've noticed, like, it's like when you find somebody on TikTok and they have like 11 million followers and you've never ever seen that person ever. Like, to me, that shows you how vast and big the world is. And the reason that I even said that is that there's a space for everybody, okay? There is somebody who is looking for you, who is looking for your class, who is looking for what you can offer them, who needs a safe space from you specifically. And sometimes we compare ourselves to other people and like, oh, well, I'm not ready yet, and there's so many people doing it, and she's so much better than me as a dancer or as an instructor or whatever you want to say to yourself. So why would this person come to my class? Why would they come to their class? Because there's nobody like you. There's no one who instructs like you. There's no one who creates choreographies and routines like you. There's no one who teaches like you. There's no one who draws people in the way you do, okay? Your energy is unique and it's magnetic to the people that it's supposed to attract to. You're like a magnet, and the people who attract to you are the people who attract to you. And I am just so grateful to be able to be on this journey. And I'm just so grateful that I did start when I wasn't ready, because when I felt like I wasn't ready, because these are all just ooh, I'm talking a lot and I need some water. 1 second, please. Back with the water. Take a sip. Your reminder to stay hydrated. Okay, where was I? These are just reminders. Shoot, where was I? I hate when I lose my train of thought. I was just talking about how you guys are needed. You're needed, okay, in this life. People need you. People need your expertise of any sort. It doesn't matter how oversaturated you think that this world is. People need you, and there's such a large community of people who need whatever you're offering. So just offer it. Like, we just need to stop comparing ourselves and doing things. And yes, as I was saying, I'm so glad that yes, thank you. This is what I was saying. I am so glad that I decided to start when I started, because look at me now. Look at the growth. If I would have waited until I felt ready, which first of all, who knows when that time would have, like when that would have been, because can someone please comment below if you know, what does feeling ready feel like? Genuinely. Like what does that really even mean? You know? So if you really know what that means, fine. I've had moments where I guess I felt ready, but honestly, when you're doing something, you're deciding to chase after your visions and your goals, even if you feel ready, there's still going to be feelings, at least from my personal perspective. This might not resonate with you. Take what resonates, leaves what doesn't. But from my personal perspective, I still have to deal with my past self or other versions of myself trying to talk me out of it, because usually when you're doing something that you have to be ready for, it's something new, and your body naturally tries to protect you from something new because they don't understand what that is. So your body tries to keep you in your comfort zone, and I think the feeling of feeling not ready is just your body trying to keep you in your comfort zone, because whatever you feel like you're not ready for is actually making your nervous system uncomfortable, because they are not familiar with that thing. But you have to be the leader of your body, and you have to let your body know, no, it's okay, body, we're fine, we're going to be safe. Even though this feels uncomfortable right now, it's going to be fine. One thing I even learned in pole, there's some tricks that feel very, very, very uncomfortable, but you have to tell your body it's okay. If you don't, you're not going to grow. You're not going to be able to get the moves that you want to get. You're not going to be able to reach the levels that you want to get, because you're stuck trying to be in your comfort zone, because you're saying that you're not ready for something. No, you need to do it. Once you get the feeling and you get the pull, that's when you know you're ready. When you get that gut feeling like, okay, I really want to do this, you have to release all other outside factors and just go for it. And even if you fail, to me, I'm someone who have a deep-rooted fear and failure, and we will talk about that in another video. But one thing that I do want to say is that I'm starting to reframe my my feelings. I can't think of the word right now, but I'm starting to reframe how I see failure. And at this point, I'm starting to tell myself there is no such thing as failure. All there is lessons, because I am meant to be a successful person. And when you are meant to be a successful person, you cannot fail, because you are meant for success. How is a successful person can never fail. They can only learn from their mistakes and grow and be a better person and be more successful in life. So, yeah. And I think that's going to be the end of the video, guys. That is a little bit about my journey of starting and becoming an instructor, even though I felt like I wasn't ready at the time. I hope that you took something from this video. I hope that this video motivated you to get started on whatever you want to start, whether that is your instructor journey or if it's whatever, you know, that you want to start, because this is not just about instructing. I'm telling you from my own personal story. Ooh, guys, I'm sick. So when I talk a lot and too much wind gets my throat, it feels dry. But yeah, when you're on your own personal journey, I want you to know that you are worthy of everything that you desire, and the only person that is blocking you or causing a gap between you and what you want to do is you. So all you have to do is choose that you are going to do it, and then you decide to do it. And I'm talking to myself too, because this is my first YouTube video in a long time, and this is the type of YouTube videos that I've been wanting to do for a really long time, and this has been scary for me. And I've been writing down my YouTube strategy, and I just decided, instead of writing down a strategy, film your first video, because you are getting ideas and you're feeling inspired. So you might as well do it. And this is me, live representation of me doing something, even though I do not feel ready for it. So yes, I hope you guys receive what you're supposed to receive from this video. Please take what resonates and leave what doesn't. And if you like more videos like this, then please follow and subscribe to my channel. I'll have all my other information linked in bio if you would like to take a class with me, book a private, or just want to see my everyday life. I'll link all my Instagrams and social medias all below. And I hope you have a beautiful, marvelous, wonderful day. And I just want you to remember that you are worthy of everything that you desire. And I can't wait for us to grow together. For us to bloom together. I am going to get this outro and this intro together. Okay, guys? I'm still working on it. This is my first video back. Being authentically Essence in me. So thank you for coming to my intuitive yapping session. I think that's what I want to call these videos. Bye. Till next time.